Today we are learning the awesome St. Vincent song, Los Ageless, at least an acoustic rendition of it. 10% because people requested it, and 90% because I'm desperately trying to get Annie Clark's attention so I can propose marriage to her. But I just did this cover with Cindy, so if you want to see that, check it out. But basically the main verse part is going to sound like this. So that's just the verse, and really I want to talk about this song because it's a great example of just a really genius guitar composer, just kind of all-around composer. Behind any of St. Vincent's songs is always some kind of cool composition. Even if you can't hear it in the recorded track, there is excellent guitar playing that you can always accompany with this. So I will link you to the video of me kind of doing this arrangement with Cindy if you want to. I'm doing it in D minor in that video. We're going to do this in the original key in C minor, rocking this amazing D'angelico Lexington Excel. All right, so C minor starts off like this. Rooted on the 3rd fret of the A string, ring finger, 5th fret of the D string, pinky right behind it, 5G, middle finger, 4B, and then if you want to get that high note on there, you can. Not really necessary because we're going to kind of incorporate the melody into this little chord here. So right there, that's kind of like the synth melody that we're incorporating into the guitar arrangement, which is really just 5G to 4B. Bum, 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 bum. And again, that's on top of a C minor chord, which is why we really don't need this high string in here. It almost sounds better when you just get just like that, right? Then we're gonna go to a G minor chord. Okay, now you can play a bar chord if you want. A lot of times I'll just kind of get my ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string, my pinky on the 5th fret of the D string, my pointer finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, because again, the melody is just right there. 5D, 3G, 5, 5, 3, 5 on the D string after that. So if we just played the melody, it's gonna sound kind of like, and then add the chords to it. Alright, so I'm kind of selectively hitting those strings we're talking about, but within a chord context, which is why this is kind of like a guitar accompaniment lesson over anything else. So you have the chords of C minor, to G minor, to F minor, then back to C minor. And then we can kind of do that like riff at the end. But first, let's go to that F minor. Kind of inflecting that to get that part in it. Again, now the flourishes and adding the melody is something you don't have to do at all. You could just play power chords, 3, 3E to 1E, back to 3A. But challenge yourself. Try to get those chord tones in there with it. For that F minor, I'm really just taking my ring finger up and down from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret. So you don't have to totally bar this chord. Again, a lot of these aren't full bar chords. That's kind of the point of this lesson. And then we can move that same shape to the 8th fret, which is a C minor, or the original C minor to the first part. And the cool thing about moving it down to the 8th fret of the E string is we get that lick. Which again, slide from the A string to the 10th fret, skip a string to 8G, end up back on 10D. Okay, so all together, the verses. Again. F minor to the C. Alright, so a lot of different options you have to get there, but those are the main chords. This is kind of like in the key of C minor. So those are going to be the verses. Best part of this entire song is the chorus, right? It's got this really cool kind of chromatic descending thing that sounds like this. Now again, you're not going to be able to hear that in the track, but behind all the music, everything that's happening is such a cool arrangement that happens with a bunch of synths, guitars, layers of everything. these chords are existing, and that's kind of what's driving that chorus forward. Really cool thing. So when I say it's descending chromatically, then we start on C, the 8th fret. We go down to B, the 7th fret, B flat, 6th fret, A, 5th fret, okay? But we're gonna put a different chord on top of every one of these different root notes. So the first one is gonna be C minor. I'm playing a C minor 7. You play that original C minor from the beginning if you wanted to. The C minor 7 is 8, the middle finger. On the E string, skip the A string, 8, 8. And again, just the way I'm strumming it, again, this is my interpretation, strum it however you want in time, but I'm kind of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So really kind of, it's always just down, and up. I'm never doing the same thing directionally, or different things directionally. It's always down and up, it's just the accents. One and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's important to get the accent on the 3 because that's where that snare hit happens, and that's what we're kind of trying to recreate. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3. Snare, snare, C minor, 7, B augmented. What? Annie Clark. Oh, that's why I humbly offer you my hand in marriage. B augmented. 7th fret, here's the B, here's the root note on the low E string. We're gonna get the major 3rd in there, 6th fret on the A string, and then, oh, there's that augmented goodness. The 5th fret on the D string. Kind of staircase it up. And then hit you with the B flat major chord. Oh, Annie, don't do it to me. Oh, A minor 7 flat 5. That's the one that gets me every time. All right, so again, B flat major. Probably already know this one, but pointer finger 6th fret on the E string, ring finger 8A, pinky right behind it, 8D, middle finger, making it major, the 7th fret on the G string. I'm not even worried about a full bar chord. Like I said before, just those lower kind of, the grit of that chord. And then we go into everybody's favorite, A minor 7 flat 5, makes the whole song right there. Oh, that's kind of like the question, right? Like what is happening to society and how we value aging and what we put our focus on, all reflected in this one A minor 7 flat 5 chord. I know, Annie, I feel you. I understand. I understand better than anybody ever would. Any female supermodel could. Middle finger on the A, 5th fret on the low E string, skipping the A string again. You can hit the A string if you want. You can play it easier, like this, but that's not a movable shape. So we're doing it the OG way. Ring finger 5D, pinky 5G, pointer finger 4B. Again, if you want to, you could just totally hit the open A string, get that root note from there. But those are the chords we're gonna tack onto this descending line. C minor 7, B augmented, B flat major, A minor 7 flat 5. I'm adding a lot of mutes and stuff. And then there's one more part. If you want to call that a bridge where it just kind of gets nasty and just gets like straight up just rocking. All that is just a C to a F power chord. Now the way that I like to do this to kind of get some variety, because we are trying to make a cool acoustic guitar arrangement of this. The C power chord is looking like this. It's actually an inversion, 3E, 3A, and 5D. That's a C power chord, but it's a little beefier because we're getting that low E string. And then now we can go slide this 2 frets back, drop your ring finger like a hammer, like an ageless hammer, to get an F power chord. Again, these are just power chords, not major or minor. Technically, they probably would be C minor and F minor, but we're just getting that body of it, right? Now the second time, again, this is just how I do it. I'm gonna get a different F. Instead of the low F, I'm gonna slide it up to the 8th fret, 8E, 8A, 10, D. The same thing. This is a C chord, C power chord. This is an F chord. Maybe you can take some of these tricks in your own arrangements, just kind of vary things up if you have the same two chords going back and forth. And since this is such a lively part of the song, I think it deserves to be kind of varied up. And then back into the, call this the chorus. So, let's run through the whole part. We have three parts. We have a verse, a chorus, and then that kind of bridge breakdown, whatever you want to call it. The verse with the melody. Again to C minor, to G minor, F minor, back to C. Then we can add that little lick riff thing right there. Then after that, we're going to jump into the chorus. C minor 7, B augmented, B flat major, A minor 7 flat 5. That happens again. Then the breakdown part. C power chord to F power chord. C power chord, different F power chord. The nice thing about this, it ends up putting you right back where that chorus comes back in again. B flat. Now, you can do this on different part of the neck, as you see me kind of switch up in that video. You can do the C minor here, 7, and then get that B augmented here. I personally always like fretting augmented chords. Like, this B augmented would be 2A, 1D, open G. I'm probably confusing you at this point, I'm sorry. But I like being able to control, fret every note in an augmented chord, just because I like the evenness of that sound rather than letting one of them ring open, because I think that's important with that augmented interval, personally, but this works just as fine. C minor, B augmented, B flat, and then you kind of get this open one, kind of openish A minor 7 flat 5 chord. I think some people might find that easier. Again, I just kind of like this one. This isn't about how you have to play it, this is how I did it in the one thing that I'm going to link you to below if you haven't checked that out. So again, I don't think I need to say it anymore. Annie Clark, one of my all-time favorite songwriters, guitarists, singers, fashion icons. Any way you want to slice it up. Let me know if you have any questions or comments and what else you guys might want to see. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.